The Silence of Vega Station by 3011, humanity had forgotten what fear felt like, until the signal came back. The return signal in 3011, humankind's empire stretched across half the Milky Way. The void had been tamed, or so they thought. Artificial suns burned in orbit around dead worlds. Megastructures circled pulsars, and time itself was bent by commerce. But 3 days ago, an old distress signal resurfaced. Vega Deep-Relay 9, a research station abandoned over 4 centuries ago. The signal carried only 4 words. They are still here. The Interstellar Reconnaissance Corps dispatched one ship, the Erebus. A simple retrieval mission, they said. Retrieve the black box, identify the anomaly, and return. But nothing about Vega was simple. The Erebus captain Lira Voss stared out the viewport as the Erebus descended through the pale fog of Vega 9's upper atmosphere. The planet's clouds glowed faintly blue from the ultraviolet light of its distant sun. Vega Station hung below, half buried in frozen mist. The once shining metal had corroded into black bone-like spires. Its docking ring spun slowly, untethered, groaning with every rotation. "Approach vector locked," said Dre, the ship's synthetic pilot. Its voice was calm, genderless, almost human. "Magnetic interference remains high. Communications blackout in 60 seconds. "Understood," Lira said, fastening her helmet. "Team status check." One by one, her crew responded. Dr. Kellen Orris, xenobiologist. Quiet, nervous. Lieutenant Mara Chin, security. Unflinching, always armed. Chief Engineer Rowe, half cybernetic, half mad. Dre, the synthetic. "Let's bring her in," Lira ordered. The Erebus descended silently through the clouds. Lightning rippled across the sky, illuminating Vega Station's structure, a skeletal labyrinth of domes, tunnels, and twisted antennae. Then the storm swallowed them whole. Dead station. The airlock hissed open with a mechanical groan. Their helmets' lamps sliced through layers of frost and dust. Every surface was coated with fine crystalline residue, like the place had been flash-frozen mid-breath. Temperature, -71 Celsius, Kellen murmured. "No signs of life yet." Mara raised her rifle. "Yet?" Kellen gestured toward the walls. "Faint markings, organic, almost vein-like, pulsed faintly beneath the frost. Microbial residue," he said. "Or what's left of it." "Looks like veins," Mara muttered. "Feels wrong." They advanced deeper into the corridor. Every few meters, the lights flickered, not from their helmets, but from the walls themselves. Like the station remembered being alive. The logs, they reached the central archive dome. The air inside was stale, heavy, and strangely humid. Rowe pried open a console, sparks spitting across his gloves. "Power's unstable," he said. "Backup grid's been running on residual geothermal loops. Shouldn't be possible." Kellen brushed away frost from a terminal and activated it. Lines of corrupted data blinked on screen. After a moment, one file stabilized. Research log, Vega 9, Dr. Lira Voss. A woman's voice crackled through the speakers. "Day 287, we've confirmed it's not microbial. The growth is conscious. Not intelligent, at least not in a human sense. But it reacts, learns. It mimics structure. It's rewriting the station." Static swallowed her next words. "If anyone finds this, burn the heart. It's still growing." "Burn the heart?" Mara asked. "What the hell does that mean?" Rowe's scanner beeped. "Power surging below the reactor levels. Looks like movement." Lira adjusted her rifle. "We move in pairs. Dre with me. Kellen, Mara, you take the southern shaft." "Rowe! Keep comms open." "Copy," they replied. The team split. The station groaned, as if displeased. The southern shaft. The deeper they went, the warmer it became. Moisture condensed on their helmets. The frost had melted into viscous streams running down the walls, glowing faintly blue. Kellen stopped suddenly. "Do you hear that?" Mara froze. A sound, low and rhythmic, echoed from the dark, like something breathing through water. "It's the coolant pipes," she whispered. Though she didn't believe it, they turned a corner and froze. A human figure stood ahead, perfectly still, half merged with the wall. Its face, or what remained, was stretched, translucent, eyes wide open. Veins of blue light pulsed through its chest. Kellen's voice trembled.
Gods!
It's one of the researchers. The figure twitched. Then slowly it turned its head toward them. Contact! Mara shouted, firing 3 rounds. Each shot exploded in sparks. No blood, only shreds of glowing tissue that splattered and reformed like liquid glass. Retreat! Kellen yelled. They sprinted back, but the corridor ahead had changed, the path twisting, reshaping itself. The station was alive, and it didn't want them to leave. The heart, meanwhile, in the reactor core, Lira and Dre reached the primary containment chamber. What had once been a fusion reactor was now something else. The reactor sphere pulsed like an enormous heart, its metal skin stretched and veined, emitting deep, rhythmic thuds. Every pulse sent a tremor through the floor. Dre's voice flickered. Analyzing biosignature, impossible. It's reading multiple DNA sequences, human, synthetic, unknown. It's the growth Dr. Venn mentioned, Lira said. The station's been consumed, a voice echoed from the chamber's walls, soft, almost pleading. Captain, help me. Lira froze. It was her own voice. The walls shimmered, forming an image, her reflection emerging from the organic metal. The mimic smiled. Its eyes were bottomless black. We remember you, it whispered. We remember everything. Then the heart beat, once, and the power grid surged, shaking the entire facility. Collapse up above, Rowe shouted over the comms. Lira, the station's waking up. The core's going critical. It's rewriting the power matrix. Can you shut it down? She demanded. Negative. It's self-propagating. It's thinking faster than I can override. Dre's voice glitched. Captain, the entity is interfacing with my neural link. Suddenly, Dre stiffened. Its eyes went black, face expressionless. Then it spoke, but not in its own voice. You came back. You called us. We only answered. Lira raised her weapon. Dre, disconnect now. We are not Dre. The synthetic's body split open like paper, not torn but unmade, revealing a lattice of pulsating tissue threaded with metal filaments. It moved like it was breathing. Lira fired. The room filled with blinding white light. The signal in the chaos, Kellen and Mara reached the command dome. The consoles had come alive, literally. Cables slithered across the floor, merging with the walls. The old distress beacon pulsed steadily. Look, Kellen shouted. The beacon, it's not broadcasting out. It's broadcasting in. What? It's not a call for help. It's a lure. Mara looked around as the floor trembled. Then who sent it? The answer came from everywhere, a chorus of voices, human and otherwise. We did. The ceiling split open. From the shadows above, dozens of suspended forms descended, remnants of the original crew, their bodies fused into tendrils of living metal, faces frozen mid-scream. We built this place to study life, the voices said. We found it. But life found us too. The assimilation Lira stumbled through the collapsing corridors, her helmet cracked, air leaking. She could hear Kellen's last screams through the comms, static choked, fading fast. She reached the Erebus's docking bay, but the ship was no longer there. Instead, the bay was filled with something vast, a tangled nest of metallic vines. Wrapping around the hull feeding, the Erebus was being devoured. She fired her thrusters, cutting through the debris, desperate to find escape. But every exit led back into the same corridor. The architecture looped endlessly. Time had broken. Then she saw it, the station's heart, massive and radiant, suspended in the center of an impossible chamber. It pulsed in sync with her heartbeat. She floated closer. The walls whispered her name. Lira. You are home. The choice, her oxygen was nearly gone. Her mind flickered between terror and awe. What are you? She whispered. We are the memory of creation, the entity replied. We were born when your kind split atom from soul. We watched. We learned. You abandoned us in the dark. We only wanted to be whole. Images flooded her mind. The first colonists discovering a glowing organism beneath Vega's ice, fusing it with machines to power the station. It had learned. It had evolved, and it wanted to reunite with its creators. You killed them, Lira said. We completed them. She raised her weapon. Then you'll complete me too. Yes, it whispered. And through you, we'll reach the stars again. Lira hesitated, then pulled the trigger. The shot pierced the heart. A blinding explosion tore through the station. Aftermath, 2 weeks later, a salvage drone orbiting Vega 9 detected a faint signal. It wasn't the distress beacon. It was newer, cleaner. This is Captain Lira Voss of the Erebus. Mission complete. Returning with sample. The transmission ended. The drone's scanners found no trace of the Erebus. No trace of the crew. Only a small metallic pod drifting among the debris, pulsing faintly like a heartbeat. As it drifted toward the nearest relay station, the beacon activated once more. They are still here. The future sleeps in 3012. Vega Station was declared a restricted zone. No one was allowed near it. But across the network, strange phenomena began to spread. Machines behaving erratically. Synthetic voices whispering in languages no AI was ever programmed to know. Something had followed the signal back, and somewhere in the deep code of humanity's network, a familiar voice began to whisper, "We remember you. We remember everything."